Dogs are so needy. They're so
Dogs are awesome.
Give me attention. I need you. And
Yeah, but dogs will play with you. Cats will be like, no, don't touch me. They're horrible.
Excuse me, depending upon the cat. Cats will sometimes play with you and sometimes let you be. Sometimes
If you
they'll just
walk a
come and-
cat down the street, you look like an idiot. If you walk a dog down the street, you don't look like an idiot.
Yeah, if you actually need to take the dog out for walks, that's what makes you an idiot. The cat will do it himself. Hi, where the point is, we just saw The Secret Life of Pets, the story of the, Secret Life of Pets, and I thought it was perfectly okay.
So, yeah, okay is about the best you're gonna get from this movie. It was okay.
Enjoyable?
Enjoyable.
Enjoyable.
Had some funny parts, had some stupid parts, had some cool animation, had some basic animation, some good story points, had some really choppy story points. I mean, overall, it's just an okay movie. It's really the best we can give.
So let's begin with the story. It wasn't boring. I was somewhat interested with where it was going. It also wasn't very engaging either.
You have pets, close the door, and they have their own world, their own life, their own way of doing things. And in a lot of ways, it's very entertaining, it's very funny, it's very silly, but there's a lot of moments in the story where it kind of just falls short, involving really grabbing the emotion is what we really summed it up for after long talking, the emotion of each scene. It just kind of ran through it before you could really get invested.
So it's not really the story that was lacking as much as the character. So we'll just move right on to character, because the story was okay and could have been better if the characters would have been better.
That's a good way to look at it. It's a little tiny dog. His name is Max.
Played by Louis C.K. for what reason? No, like seriously, when you hire Louis C.K. to do the voice of any character, why do you make him not anything more than just your basic run-of-the-mill schmo?
You're finally getting to see what every single one of you have thought. What is my dog doing when I'm at work? Every one of you has thought about it. I have. And now you get to see it. And he's just basic.
And so were most of the characters. There were really two characters that stood out.
Like Kevin Hart, the bunny. Kevin Hart played a character called Snowball, this little bunny, out for revenge on the humans. He was so over the top, like Kevin Hart usually is. And I love Kevin Hart. I love Kevin Hart to death. I thought Central Intelligence was hilarious. So having him play this little bunny that's this thing big, and then he's just acting like he's this big tough guy, and he's the leader of all these bad guys, it was really kind of funny to listen to some of the things that he was saying.
The writing for him was pretty funny at times, and I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin Hart. I don't have anything against his humor. It's just not for me. But it worked sometimes. It did really stand out, and I did like his character was funny enough. I wasn't annoyed. When I saw him in, what was that, Ride Along? Ride Along, he annoyed me. Here, it was fine. But the other character, played by Jenny Slate, her name was Gidget. Now I don't even know why she stood out to me so much, but she was awesome. She was really the only character that was just like, I just love you.
She was fun. She was fun.
She was a one-note character in a way, but she was so into that one note, like so deep into that one note, that it just made it so great.
Gidget was fun. Gidget was definitely, if the story was starting to drop down, Gidget. If the story was starting to drop down, Snowball. If the story was starting to drop down, Gidget, Snowball. Those two were really the things that kept the story somewhat entertaining when it was starting to get really dull. Which really is sad when you think about the two main characters are Max and then also his new best buddy, Duke.
It's not sad. I didn't hate their characters. I didn't think their characters were bad. Okay, I didn't think their characters were good. That's the thing.
They couldn't stand on the screen alone most of the time. Some of the time there was.
Yeah, no.
To me, that stinks. When you're the main character, I should be invested in you, and I should be semi-invested in this person.
No, definitely, which is why it's okay. That's the whole thing. Why it's not like, oh wow, this was really fun, because the two main characters are At the same time, you had at least those other two characters that kept it from being like, oh man, this was a snore fest. So we agree, it's a shame.
It really is a shame.
Moving on to the one strength of this, I'm gonna need to say strength because I realize that I am difficult with comedy, but comedy is the next point to talk about, and if you're not me, then you're probably gonna find this movie funny. If you are me, you're gonna find this movie, chuckable. It has a moment. It's not grown bad. It's not like stuff that I'm like, oh God, please kill me now. It wasn't stuff that I personally was like, oh my God, that was so hilarious. It was kind of like, I smiled. It was cute.
It was very much children's comedy with trying to be a little bit more mature. Instead of trying to be 6 to 10, it was trying to be more like 8 to 14. It was funny the first time you saw it, but you don't need or want to really hear the joke again. I was laughing sporadically throughout the movie, but it wasn't like a, ha my God. It was more of a, that was funny.
But your kids had fun.
Yeah, my kids had fun. And
Super fun.
honestly, if you look at movies like this, it's really not designed for me and you to go, God, what a great movie. It was very much aimed downward in height.
But also trying to not make you snore while you were there with them.
Very true, very true.
But still in theaters right now is another kids movie that is totally magical and we both totally loved, and it's totally a way better idea to take your kids to.
Absolutely. I had no idea that it was only spelled with 3 letters from the alphabet, BFG. You know, if you really want to take your kids, BFG, to see a movie that's really entertaining, BFG, then you don't really want to take them to see this movie as much as BFG. You may want to take them to see something else, like maybe Finding Dory, BFG, or anything else like that. So, really, should you go see this movie in theaters? Honestly, wait for Redbox or Netflix.
If you have kids and you are taking them out on a weekend and you already saw BFG, this is fine. They'll get a kick out of it. You won't be bored, probably. But it's not my first choice for a movie. But I'm also not upset that I saw it.
Exactly. It's like you're not mad you saw it, but the only downfall that you may say is, I could have saved some money.
Yeah,
that's about it. But you're not going to be like, dang, what a horrible movie. So, you know.
You get the point.
You get the point.
In my mind, there are 2 types of meh. There's a type of meh which is like, there are good things I can say about this. There are some bad things I can say about this. That's a good type of meh. Then there's the not bad or good.
Which is really where this movie lines up
more. Yeah. We could talk about the animation, which was basic.
It was good. The city looked nice.
The city looked really nice, but the characters looked.
The music was cool. I like the music in it.
Yeah, I thought the music was. When you take stuff from other places and make them belong in a movie, then that's amazing. This was just uninventive and cliched and obvious.
Had moments of greatness and moments of what the heck were you thinking, in my opinion. My favorite stuff about it was when they threw in little pieces of other songs that were made popular from previous movies.
You just like the fact that they were referencing something that you liked.
When I was bored out of my mind and I didn't like this specific scene, I was really happy that they put in a song from Grease because I got to sit there and sing a song I liked because the scene sucked.
That is the worst reason to like something. It's like, I like this thing that is a reference to something else that I like more and I wish I was watching instead.